Real, raw, and uncut. I'm TyTeaV Nelson, and welcome back. It's TyTeaV. All right, y'all. Welcome back to my show. For any new viewers, hi, I'm Ty, and welcome to my show. I hope my show is beneficial to you all, and this is the first episode of 2020. Love that. Two of my New Year's resolutions, or two things that I'm manifesting in my 2020, is success and abundance in love and in career. Y'all make sure to share some of your New Year's resolutions with me in the comments. I'm super excited to hear it. I thought that I would start my new year talking to dreamers. And when I say dreamers, I'm not talking about people who have dreams and they don't take action. I'm talking about dreamers. I'm talking about dreamers who are bold, who have hearts, who are courageous, and day after day after day, they're going after this dream in their heart, shedding sweat, blood, and tears, for days, for years, for months, going after this dream that's in their heart. I'm talking to you. Dreamers have to be like my favorite kind of people. When I really think about it, I am you, you are me. I've spent my entire life, going after my dreams. It's been over a decade that I have been pursuing my dreams in TV. So this episode is for y'all. A lot of you all know that I used to bartend. So I bartended for 7 years, and the last 2 years of my bartending career, I bartended at a bar, one of the busiest bars in Nashville, called The Stage. It's on one of the busiest streets in Nashville, called Broadway. And yeah, I bartended there for 2 years, right? And the best thing that I loved about bartending at The Stage was it was a popular bar, right? Where it was live music. So a lot of musicians come there to play. It was a popular place too. Nashville is Music City. It was a popular place too. So it would be smart for a musician to play there, because you never know who's gonna walk in the building as well. Your next opportunity, could come from you just being up on that stage and someone in the audience, seeing you. I'm a music fanatic, just period, right? But the thing that I loved about it was musicians. Normally, when you first start, when you're new, normally you'll probably get, probably the slower shifts. You might get busy, you might not. You might have 1 to 5 customers come up there all day. You never know what you're gonna get. You know what I mean? Other shifts you were guaranteed, for the most part, a great, audience, The most admirable thing was when I would see a musician show up day by day, that slow shift day by day, and sometimes having an empty audience, no one in the audience, okay? It would just be them and their guitar and the bartender, and they're probably taking home maybe $50, and day by day, they would keep showing up, no matter what, no matter if it was nobody in the audience all week, no matter what, they would keep on showing up because they had this dream in their hearts, you know what I mean? And it kind of makes me emotional when I talk about it, I'm a dreamer. And so I was touched by that, to see someone and their dream is to become this big star, and they love music, that's what's in their hearts, and they love being on that stage, and they didn't care. They didn't care if it was nobody in the audience, and they didn't care if it was a full audience. They were gonna keep showing up, going after their dream, doing what they love every day, and not give up. And I just thought that was the most admirable thing. Sometimes even with just $50, their base pay that they get paid from the actual, bar. The bar will give them a base pay, and then anything additional that they made was through tips. And it didn't matter who was in their audience. A full crowd, no one, just one person. They would sing their hearts out. They would put on one hell of a show, no matter what. And I just thought that was the most admirable thing. First thing I want to say to y'all is God gave you those dreams for a reason. When you think about God, God is strategic. God does everything like decent and in order, and he's strategic. He does nothing without purpose. He don't just do things for nothing. You know what I'm saying? So he gave you those dreams in your heart for a reason. So I just want you to know that. Hold on to those dreams that you have. He gave you them for a reason, okay? 2, any success that I have accomplished in my life, I had to fail a lot. There's no success that I've ever had in my life that I didn't fail so much trying to get it. I had to never give up. I had to keep trying, keep fighting, keep showing up. Number one, I told y'all, my degree is in TV. I went to 3 universities to get my degree in TV, okay? I didn't have support from parents. I was in survival mode, and it was hard, not having family support. I can remember, even when I was trying to get into school, I just had a girlfriend who was nice enough to help me, to even get into school. And I can remember, this lady in the office when I was trying to get into school being so rude to me. And I watched her interact with the other kids, the other students, but they had parents with them. So she treated me poorly because I didn't have a parent with me. I was going through so much stuff personally too. Going to school was more than just my education. I needed a place to live. It was hard. I was in survival mode. I'm working, I'm going to school, I'm trying to survive. Don't have a car, didn't have some parents that set me up, worked for everything that I needed for my dorm. I can remember, having a roommate and their parents being so involved with them, you know what I mean? And them having everything they needed. At least I got, for the most part, the things that I needed, but that was still so many things that I needed and I didn't have, Just having that support is everything when you're in school and stuff, and I didn't have that. I can remember not having a car while I was in school. I can remember catching the bus an hour away back and forth to and from school, every day trying to get this degree in TV, going after this dream of mine, this dream that was in my heart. I can remember one time, catching the bus, to school an hour away, catching the bus an hour back, and having to walk the rest of the way home because I didn't have a ride. I had to walk very far, very far. It was hot that day, okay? I had some new hair in my head, and literally I sweat so much, it was ridiculous. Sweated out my new hair. When I finally made it to my destination, I was drenched in sweat from my hair to my clothes soaking wet, and I just broke down and started crying. And it still makes me kind of emotional, It was a fight to get my degree. It was a fight. I went through a whole lot, to get my degree, to get my education, People don't know. I went through so much, and I can go on and on about that, but I'm not. Just giving y'all some examples or whatever. I remember one time, I had to even, stay out of school for a semester, but I did whatever it took to get back into school, whatever it took, that's what I had to do, and some people would have, gave up, I fought hard, didn't give up, no matter what it took, I fought hard. So it was reasons why I went to 3 different universities. There's stories behind it, life happened. And no matter what, though, I kept going after it, and I finally accomplished that dream of getting my degree. A lot of you all know me, I was one of the faces of Hooters. I was in their international calendar, a model for their company. I was in their international calendar 4 times in a row. I made it to that huge pageant in Las Vegas, the Miss Hooters International pageant. 80 girls from all over the world got chosen for that pageant. Every year, 80 girls from all over the world get chosen for that pageant. I can remember just watching that pageant on TV and saying couldn't keep my eyes off it. Like, I knew I had to go there. I knew I had to experience that. If you won 50 grand and you became like the primary face of the company. So you ended up in movies, commercials, and all of their advertisement. You ended up everywhere. You know, you become a star from doing that. You know what I mean? And it took a lot. It took a lot of failing. It took me 3 years, you know, competing in the Hooters pageants. There's like multiple rounds. There's like 3 rounds. The local round, the regional round, and then nationals, right? And year after year after year, I competed and failed a lot. Sometimes I placed, sometimes I got a crown, sometimes, you know, I didn't play. Sometimes I made it to the next round. Sometimes I didn't. But the end goal was to make it to nationals. Miss Hooters International Pageant that showed on TV every year, where you could win 50 grand and your life could change forever. And it took a lot of failing. It took a lot of no's. It took a lot of not giving up, keep showing up, not taking no for an answer to accomplish that goal. Okay? I'm now signed to the Block Agency, you know, the best agency in my region, you know, and again, it took a lot of no. I applied 3 times and finally got that yes 4 years later. Year after year, I applied to, you know, be one of the models for the best agency in the region, and continuously got told no, or got told like he wasn't accepting people at this time. Or every goal, every big win, every big success that I have ever accomplished in my life, it stems from me not giving up. So to my dreamers, keep dreaming, keep fighting, no matter how long it takes. Don't give up. And the thing about not giving up too, or the thing about it is, you know, I don't regret it. You know, I don't regret failing a lot, or it taking me 3 years to accomplish something, you know, because it made me appreciate it and value it just so much more. You know, sometimes when you just get things easily, you know, you don't really appreciate it. So it just made me very appreciative as well. You know, it took a lot of hard work, dedication, commitment, and just never giving up to accomplish some of my biggest wins. Really, there is no failure. There's only lessons. There's only growth, you know. It made me a stronger competitor. You know, it made me a more hungry competitor. You know, anytime I failed, anytime I got a no, I ate it. I let it fuel my fire, you know, so so failing is not a bad thing. You know what I mean? I learned so much through my failures. You know, they were all lessons. They were all things that made me stronger, made me smarter, made me better, made me more experienced. You know what I mean? So always just keep that in mind as well. Number 3, they say that the older you get, now I may be saying the remix or whatever, but they say that the older you get, the more your dream circle shrinks, right? So when you're young, your dream circle is huge. When you're young, your dream circle is huge, and then life happens. Time goes by, you know, and it shrinks. You know, you went from wanting to be Beyonce to being okay if you just perform locally, you know, at some places, and you'll be okay with that. You begin to stop dreaming. Stop dreaming. So people, life happens and they stop dreaming. Life happens and they settle. One day, just recently, I went to my nephew's school, right? Christmas, and they were having this performance. This like Christmas carol performance thing or whatever, and I'm like the videographer, photographer of the family. You know, my degree is in TV, and you know, I'm good with cameras and all that kind of stuff, right? So I'm the person who's always like capturing the moments, right? So me and my sister goes to my nephew's performance, right? And I go and sit on the middle of the floor, like in front of them, and have my camera up, and the song that they're singing is talking about believing in miracles, believing in the impossible. And I needed that. I needed it. It was more for me than it was, you know, for him. it was like something that I needed after, spending my whole life, going after my dreams and, accomplishing so much, but still just, that end game, where you want to end up, and to have spent, over a decade going after these dreams and still not being, exactly where you envision, exactly where you want to be, it's hurtful, and you gotta keep pushing, it was inspiring. It was like God knew that I needed that inspiration. I needed that motivation to live my life and keep working after this dream of mine, and to never give up, and to think of miracles, believe in the impossible. I needed it. It was like it affected me more than anybody else, in the room, Something I want to tell y'all is good things take time. Think about people like, number one, Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan talks about how he failed so much. He failed the numbers that, I can remember reading something and the numbers were like incredible, like saying like how much he failed to accomplish what he wanted. And then he ended up being one of the world's best basketball players in the world. And he failed so much. What if he would have gave up? What if he would have gave up? Look who he is now. What if he would have gave up? Tiffany Haddish, she's another person who, she was like nearly like 40 when her dreams like finally happened for her. What if she would have gave up? Nicki Minaj, I believe that I read something where she was talking about how, people told her to, give up on rapping, or what if she would have gave up? Look where she is now, Cardi B. What if she would have gave up, and look where she is now. Don't give up. Believe in miracles, believe in the impossible, and spend your whole life going after what you want. I always talk about how, say you had a table, if I keep hitting this table with a hammer, eventually it's gonna break. Right? If I keep hitting something, if I keep hitting it, eventually it's gonna break. So the same thing with dreams. Keep going after it. Keep going after it. Keep not taking no for an answer, and it will happen for you. And I've literally watched a lot of my dreams come true, happen. No, I'm not exactly where I want to be yet. I'm still on my journey, but I have accomplished so many wins. I have made so much progress. My mom literally has walked into stores and like wasn't expecting it, and looked down or looked on the walls and saw me everywhere. I dreamed that, and it happened. So just want y'all to know you can do anything, and don't stop dreaming. Something else that I think is so crucial that I would say to dreamers is, it's so important to guard your gaze. I used to serve and bartend for like years. So that's the industry where, you have to talk to people a lot. So people are going to ask you questions. You have to talk to people a lot, and you come across those people who are negative. You talk to those people, come across some of those people who their dream circles have shrunk, who are bitter because their dreams didn't come true, or who are just non-believers, It's very important to like guard your gaze and watch what you let people pour into you. You know what I mean? That's just so important. I used to talk to this guy, and I remember him telling me like, he was a musician, right, at the stage. And I remember him telling me how when people would come up to him and talk to him, they'll be like, do you just play at the stage? And he'd be like, yep. Right? But he did more than just play at the stage. He was doing amazing things, in the music industry and stuff. But there's just something that he wouldn't share with just anybody. You know what I mean? And when I look back on it now, I understand why. You gotta guard your gaze, and you cannot tell your dreams to anybody. People are you come across those people who are dream killers, dream stealers, who are negative, who are bitter in life, or, unhappy with themselves and their lives. And you gotta watch what you take in, because you'll mess around and, start believing the stuff that people pour into you. So it's very important to be mindful of who you share your dreams with, and surround yourself with people who believe in you. Make sure you believe in yourself. It's most important, but make sure you surround yourself with people who believe in you, who keeps giving life to your dreams, and gives life to you as well. You know what I mean? That's so important. It's so important to guard your gates and to know that you can't tell your dreams to everybody. And I learned that like the hard way. It's so important. So take that and run with it. Be mindful who you share your dreams with. Keep going after your goals and your dreams, and just be doing the work. Focus on less talking and just more action. Focus on doing the work. Nothing else matters, So I even I've come across like all kinds of people, me just being in my industry, from bartending to doing stuff in TV. I've come across a lot of people, and you even come across those people who won't even try, who dream and want to do things, but you come across those people who dream and want to do things, and they won't even try. That amazed me, because I'm just a different kind of person, that blew my mind. There's nothing that you cannot do. In the end, I don't want to have regrets. I want to know, no matter what the outcome is, I want to know that I stayed true to myself, I stayed true to my dreams, and I went after them to the death. When I think about myself, or if I describe myself to someone, and people who know me too, they speak up for me as well, and they'd agree with what I'm about to say and everything I'm saying on this video too, people who know me. But I envision myself, when it comes to my dreams, I look at myself like Jane, like Tarzan's girlfriend, like in this like hot, Jane kind of outfit, with a spear in my hand, running through the forest as fast as I can, going after my dreams, going after my goals. That's how I would like describe myself. That's how you got to go after your dreams. That's how you got to be. This kind of attitude you got to have. So those are just like the things that I want to share with you, to my dreamers. Don't give up on your dreams. Know that God gave you those dreams for a reason. Make sure you guard your gates. You can't tell your dreams to everybody. Stay focused. Be persistent. Be persevering. Be determined. Do not take no for an answer. Keep showing up. Keep knocking. You're going to keep seeing me. I can remember like auditioning for something, and I'm like, it's fine. Don't choose me, but you're going to keep seeing me. You're going to keep seeing my face until I get what I want. Okay? So it's just like my mindset, my attitude. And again, I've been going after my dreams for over a decade, really. And I've made a lot of progress, and I won't stop, and I just want you to know, no matter how long it takes, it'll be worth it in the end. You can do it. Be confident in yourself. Believe in yourself. Make sure your confidence is through God, because nobody can take that away. Make sure you're talking to God about your dreams. Make sure He's very involved in everything that you do. Every time I go into an audition, every time I do anything, I try to take God with me in every room I go in. And that's what I would say, to my dreamers. Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling, yeah. Don't stop believing. You can do it. Believe in miracles. Believe in the impossible. Think back when you were a kid, that fire that you had. Don't let life burn that fire out, and I've experienced that. Like, I've gone through so much in my life, and no matter what, I have continuously gone after what I want, but there's times where I've wanted to give up, There's times life has, dealt me one hell of a set of cards, and it hasn't been easy, this journey, but I just feel like it'll be so much worth it in the end. I gotta keep believing. I can't stop believing. I gotta keep fighting for what I want and keep, you know, and just know God's in control and he got you no matter how long it takes. You're gonna have even times where, you know, I'm in a time in my life where I'm in the unknown. I've stepped into a time in my life where I'm walking into the unknown and just letting God guide me, you know, and having faith and knowing that I haven't done all the things that I've done for no reason. It was a reason why God made sure I got that degree in TV. It's a reason why I did all this stuff for Hooters. It's a reason why I got signed to the best agency in the region. It's all for a plan, you know, and it's just God's timing, divine timing. You know, one of my girlfriends, Haley Vaughn, one of my best friends, just the sweetest person in the world. That's my baby. Y'all make sure y'all follow her on the gram. She was 15 and on American Idol, made top 10 on American Idol. And now she's like in Music City, you know, just still chasing after this dream. And when she has times when she feels down, I have to remind her of what God has allowed to happen in your life so far. There was a reason why you made top 10 on American Idol. You know, God had a plan. God's got a plan for your life. It's the reason why you've done the amazing things that you have done. You know, he's preparing you, you know, getting you ready for that end goal. You know, it's just divine timing. It's just a matter of when. It's not if it's going to happen. It's a matter of when it's going to happen, you know. And just knowing too, like, you know, I strongly believe in like manifestation and stuff too, you know. I'm manifesting things to me and watching them happen, you know, speaking it into existence, claiming it, you know, and just never giving up, fighting for what I want to the death. And if I died tomorrow, I would be proud of that I spent my life being true to me and my dreams and being a big dreamer and a big thinker and not settling and going after what I want to the death. I'll be proud of me for that, you know. And that's how I plan to spend the rest of my life, no matter what, not giving up on what I want. That's it. God put these dreams in my heart for a reason, you know. So yeah. That's all for today's show, y'all. Make sure you show your girl some support and love. Like and subscribe to my channel. And most importantly, you know, share. You know, this may not be for you, but trust me, it's for someone. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at TyTeaV. Real, raw, and uncut. Again, I'm TyTeav Nelson, and this is TyTeaV. See you next week.